All right, everybody. Today we are going to do our first circuit workout. So a circuit doesn't necessarily mean going from equipment to equipment to equipment. It's just maybe going from move to move to move. So what we're going to do is we'll start off with one move and then go to the next and the next and the next, and then we'll repeat it a little bit. So you'll get to kind of get some rhythm to that movement, those movements, and practice them a little bit over and over, and then we'll add another series. So today I'm trying to incorporate a cardio move, a core move, an arm move, and a leg move. So that's what we're going to do. We'll circuit through kind of sets of 4 of cardio, core, arm, leg. Okay? So it'll be fun. The only piece of equipment that you need today is a green band. So we'll use your green band, or if you want to try the blue one today, feel free to get that one out and we can use the blue one. So won't need that to start off with. Let's start off getting that body warmed up a little bit, getting a little bit of the blood flowing, that heart rate moving a little bit. And as we go through this workout, it'll also get the blood pumping a little bit because we'll keep moving consistently. All right, you guys ready? Let's get started. So let's start off. Our feet are just going to be shoulder width apart, and we're just going to go down into some of those warm-up squats. Taking those deep breaths in your nose, out your mouth. That's it, that rhythmic breathing. And just warming those hips up a little bit. Yeah, let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then bring it in. We're going to just kind of march it out a little bit. And if you want to take this march now up to just a nice little light jog, or you can take it all the way up to a bigger jog. I'm just going to get that heart rate up a little bit more. This will be our first little bout of cardio. We'll add on to it here. So whatever feels better for you. If you don't like the bounce, you want to take it down and just do a little kind of shuffle. Side to side, you can do that too. All right, getting that heart rate up. Eventually we can time these and we can do a minute of each full circuit, but we're not going to be that structured today. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Marching it out, taking it down a little bit. Now we're going to go down to the mat and do our core. So taking it down, we're going to lay it on the back. Or actually, let's start sitting up, and I'm going to have my feet planted on the floor, my arms out to the side. Going to tip that pelvis back, go back into that half roll down, and then roll the chest all the way back up. That's it. So it's a half roll down. Feel this fold here. I'm in a C shape. And then I bring it back up. So I'm to the back of my sit bones here. My pelvis is tipped back, and I'm feeling this nice connection here between my ribs and thighs. Excellent. Shoulders down and back. Feet stay planted. Try to keep those hip flexors turned off. So if they start kind of gripping, you can turn your knees outward, and that will help you really more isolate the abdominals and let the hip flexors relax. So what I did is I turned my heels together and my knees went outward. Yeah, let's go for 4. That's a good one. And 3. Last 2. Half roll down, get those hip bones anchored to the mat. And then final 1. Rolling it down and then bringing it all the way back up. Good. Now it's time for that leg work. So we're going to turn around. I'm going to extend my right leg out so I'm in this quadruped position. My hands are right underneath my shoulders, knees under my hips, and I'm just going to work into this basic leg extension here. Now this first round, we're just going to do it basic, and then as we progress in the next round, I'm going to use the band and show you how we could use the band with this one. Let's go for 6, 5, that's it, 4 more. Set those shoulder blades down and back. 3, last 2, and final 1. Really isolating that glute. We go over to the other side. So legs and glutes are working here. So that posterior chain. Good. Try to keep any arch out of your back. I always have to be really conscious of that. Deep breath. Keeping that hip bone, both hip bones pointing down to the mat. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, deep abs, noticing I'm not throwing that leg and arching my back. Nice, last one. Great job, guys. Okay, so our next one, we're gonna get this one over with before we get too tired. We're gonna do a plank, and I'm gonna show you some modifications. So first version, you can start on your knees, working really well just to pull those shoulder blades back into your back pockets and keeping that head up. So hopefully I have a pretty diagonal line from my knees to my shoulders. Now if that feels pretty simple for you, go ahead and tuck those toes, bring it up into a straight line plank. Make sure you're not sagging here. So pull down through your armpit muscles, your scapula stabilizers, and reach the crown of your head out. Your belly button's drawing to your backbone, using that strength in that core to hold you up here. Oh, it's an arm move and a core move. We go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice, guys. Bring it down. You can stretch it out here just a second. Roll it all the way back up. And then we go into our second round. So we're going to do some of the similar moves, but I'm going to shake it up a little bit for you too. All right, so cardio move here. We were going through a little bit of jogging, but now if you want to make it a little bit of a bigger jog, side to side, almost like an ice skater, planting here. You can do that, or whatever's better for you if you just want to stay here in this little bouncy jog, or marching it down so there's no impact. So I'm going to do this. Thinking about getting a little bit wider in my jump as I go. Whew. That's it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Do you guys remember the next move? We're going down into our half roll back. I'll face you on this one. So my feet are actually staying flat on the floor. My hands are out to the side. I'm tipping back into that pelvis and bringing it up and then lengthening through the crown of the head as I come back up. So half roll back, lengthen up. This is your exhale. Belly button to the backbone. Working hard to try to keep those shoulder blades down. That's it. We're going to go 3 more here. And 2. Good. And then final one, we're going to end with a little finale here. Stay back, and we're going to raise those hands up in the air and bring them back down. That's it. See if you can hold that tilt, really squeezing ribs and thighs together. Yeah. Letting those shoulders stay down away from your ears. A lot of work going on in here. If you feel those hip flexors again, just take those heels together. Make the abs do the work. We got 3. Whew. And 2. Yeah, try talking through this. And last one. Lower those arms and control that roll back up. Yes, good. So you guys are seeing how we can advance some of these moves. I promised we would use the band on the next one for the leg work. So I'm coming around. This is a little tricky to get into, so here's how I do it. I put one foot down and cross my band over, like this. Cross. So like I have a little brace around my foot, like an ace wrap, right? And then I take it down. So my knees in the middle, one strand on each side. I got my hands planted on the floor with the tails on each side. Set the shoulders down and back, and already, as you straighten this right leg out, you're working against the gravity of this knee kind of pulling back in with you. So we're working against that resistance. So press that right leg out, and then we lift and lower from here. So now we really have to focus on that outward reach. It's fantastic. And your shoulders also may want to get into this. And now we're using more muscle groups. Remember, you always have the first option, no band at all, and just really isolating through those glutes. That can be enough for you. 4 more. And 3. Last 2. Final one, I'm gonna hold it out here and just do a little pulse. So I'm gonna show that control. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then bringing it back in. You guys seeing how we could take some basic moves and change them up a little bit. Okay, so now I'm switching over to my other one. I'll give you a visual of this first. So my left foot comes out in front. It's a little balance practice too. Cross your tail over. Hold one tail in each side. Bring that knee back. This goes right between your legs. And then hands go down on the floor. How'd you do? All right, set the shoulders down and back. We extend that left leg. Press that hip away from you just a little bit, and we lift and lower. Lift and lower. I'm kind of doing this in a flexed foot. Feels like I have a little more control over my band. You can kind of play with that. Just be careful that it doesn't start to roll up your foot and up to your calf and all the way up your leg and snap you. Let's go 6. 5, 4, 3. My abs are working on this side for sure. And then final one, we're gonna hold it here and pulse. Good control, reaching out of that heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Bring that knee in. We're gonna unwrap the foot, so we're rid of the band here. And going back into our plank position. So our elbows come down to the floor. Set those shoulders away from your ears. Choose the position that's right for you. So maybe you're just in an elbow plank. Another thing that I can show you here is just working this. So trying to stay out of the sagging between the shoulder blades and just pushing up. So maybe this is all you work on. Maybe you go ahead and lower your hips down to the floor and you work on doing this, keeping out of those shoulder blades. Or option, progress up to here into the plank. Options also now progress today to shift your body forward. Do you see how I just shifted on my toes? And now I'm going back to my heels. Shift forward on the toes, back to the heels. You have options. Do what's right for your body. Listen in. Tune in. 5 and 4. That's it. I'm working those shoulder stabilizers. 3. Final 2. And 1. And I bring it back in and lower my knees back down to the floor. Woo! All right, we've got time for one more round. Bring it back up. Remember, you can come into your little march. It can be your little bounce. Or if you're ready, let's go skaters. And I'm going to try to go really wide. I'm going to try to get the length of my mat. We'll see. We'll see if I can get that far. I used to have this striped rug that I would try to jump from stripe to stripe going forward. I don't think I ever tried it sideways. Whew. That's it. A little balance work as we plant that leg. Yeah. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, excellent job. We bring it back down for that little bit of core work. Piece of core. And you guys can see we're just incorporating like 4 basic moves and giving lots of options of how to build onto them. So imagine what we could do with like 6 or 8 moves, 10 or 12 moves. Oh, you will imagine in your near future. Half roll back. Let's just warm up this way. Ribs and hips together. You guys are doing so well. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for going on this journey with me. Enlightening, opening your mind, trying some new things. 4 more. 3. Awesome, let's go 2. And on our final one, we're gonna hold back right here, and we're gonna open our arms out to an L to the right, keeping this left hip down. Bring the hands back together, open the left arm up to an L. Set that right shoulder or right hip down and bring it back. Right side, hello obliques. Back, left side, and back, and final time, each side, right side, center, left side, center, and we roll it all the way up. Now maybe this one is getting into your hip bones or your sit bones and you're having a little bit of a hard time with your tailbone on that. Certainly happens, and we got some modifications that we can do for that one too. You can even just lay down on the floor and do them in crunches too. Okay, leg work again. So we're going to bring that band back in. Do y'all remember how to do this? I'm starting with my right. Gonna ace wrap my foot. One tail on each side. Bring it underneath you. You've got your tails here. And this time we're going to start off with a bent knee. So we're kicking that leg out and then bringing it back in. So it's like donkey press to the back of the room. That's it, pressing that hip away from your body. Try to keep the knee and toe facing down to the floor. We got 5, 4, that's it, 3, hang in 2, final one, this leg extends out, and now we pulse that for 8, 7, 6, 5. So I just gave you a little extra work here. 2, and 1, and bring it back in. Again, this whole thing can be done with no band whatsoever. So uncrossing, left leg now, recross, bring it down. Try to keep that band from rolling up, set the shoulders down and back, square up that pelvis, and we start with a kick back first. Trying to keep those hips even. Whew, this will work on the shoulders and the core too. Kicking back. We got 5, and 4, and 3. Last 2. Final one, hold it, and little pulses up again. Reach that hip behind you. Out of the socket, heels facing that wall behind you. We got 3, 2, and 1, and then we lower that toe. Let the knee come back in without snapping. And we get to go goodbye to the band. So band is done. We're coming back into our last move, our plank. So back to the elbows. Remember your options. Maybe you're just working on that shoulder stabilization. Maybe you're working on an elbow plank. Maybe you're working up to those knees or off of the knees. Maybe this is it. Or if you're ready for our next level of advancing, here's what we're going to do. We're going to lift the right foot just so it comes to the top of the left heel. 4, 3, try to keep those hips from sagging. And 1, lower the foot, lift the left one. Keep those hips high, keep squeezing those glutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Lower those feet, lower the knees. We're going to sit back into child's pose stretch. Walk those fingertips out. Let your shoulders go down and back. Nice. Then another stretch here as we finish up. We're going to bring our knees back out a little bit wider. Keep your left hand planted. Do you guys remember this rotation one? We bring that right hand up. Oh yeah, open the body up. And then we're going to thread that arm through. Bringing that right shoulder down. And then one more time, come on up. And thread the arm through. These should feel amazing. And then planting that right hand, let's go to our left side. So bringing the arm up, rotate the hips. And then thread the arm through. Just checking in, see how you move from right to left. Open. Bring it back down. And one more time, open. And bring it back down. Fantastic. All right, final move here. We're going to bring our hands wide, so shoulder width apart. Take your toes, tuck them underneath. Press back into your downward dog position. So you're pushing those heels onto the floor. And we're going to alternate a knee bend. So pedaling out. That's it, pushing the heel back down. And you can start to walk those feet closer together now. And then we walk the feet up. We're in our forward bend here. Pause for a second. Bring the top of your head down towards the floor. Shoulders pull away from the ears. You find your balance on those feet. Soft knee bend. Start to round the spine. Feeling how each vertebrae moves independently of the others. We articulate all the way back up. Let your shoulders roll down and back. Turn to the front. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling. Taking a moment to be mindful. Calling up some of those feelings of love, higher thoughts, compassion, gratitude, joy, being in that thankfulness for our body, being in those moments of gratitude. Thank you. Thank you very much, you guys. You are growing through this practice. Great job.